I am going to show you our client's funnel making $21,984 a month. This funnel we've used time and time again with our clients, and it just works. I'm going to break it down for you so you can see exactly how to implement this in your business. So let's dive in. If you're new here, I am Emily. I started my company 8 years ago as a marketing assistant. I had just dropped out of college, had my baby at 20, and was figuring it out. I built my business all on my own to multiple six figures. Then I started buying back my own time and my own freedom as an entrepreneur, where I now have a team of 20, and we help other entrepreneurs have wild success with their marketing strategies and generate over $8 million a year for our clients. The funnel strategy I'm going to talk about today that's generating our client $21,984 in revenue is a client who has been with us for a year now. Now, she came to us where she had gotten some sales, not a ton, but some sales, and was struggling to scale her business, to scale it beyond the $5,000 a month mark. And she came to us with one main thing. She wanted to scale her business, but she didn't want to have to continue doing sales calls. She was exhausted, she was burnt out, and every sale that she got, she had to get on multiple sales calls in order to get that sale. So she wanted to help scaling, and she didn't want to have to do any more sales calls. Now, for some context, this client has a digital course that costs $1,249, and she helps people who have diabetes lower their blood sugar, specifically trying to help them maybe get off medication and do it more naturally. So she had this course. She came to us already having a little bit of sales, but really want to get her strategy to the next level, and also making sure that she could bring cold traffic, new leads into this strategy, and again, didn't have to do sales calls to sell them. So let's dive into the actual strategy. The first step in her funnel strategy is we drive Facebook ads to a free lead magnet where people can download and get 21 different essential ideas on foods they can eat to lower their blood sugar. So it's a PDF. So we go Facebook ad straight to a landing page where the lead puts in their name and email to get access to this PDF. From there, once they go into that, they're in the funnel, and the funnel has an email nurturing sequence that follows up with all those leads, gives them nurturing, gives them value around what they just downloaded, but also invites them to her webinar training. The webinar topic is also around the same problem, the same issue that her ideal customer is struggling with, but about taking it to the next level, getting more information. They've got the PDF, now we want to give them more. So the webinar is about 3 evidence-based strategies to lower their blood sugar. They can sign up for this free webinar training. So we invite them in the email sequence. We also run retargeting ads, targeting all of the leads who downloaded that PDF to sign up for the webinar. And there's a reason for why we do these 2 steps versus 1 step that I'm going to talk about in just a minute. On the actual webinar, once somebody signs up for that, we want them to go to the webinar. They may or may not go to the webinar, but no matter what, they're put in an email sequence. And so both on the webinar itself and in the email sequence, she pitches her course, her $1,249 course. And there is some urgency and bonuses to get people to take action quicker and buy that course. So that's where they hear about her offer, which means before a lead actually hears about her offer, they are first getting a PDF download, then invited to a free webinar training, and then hear about her offer. And there's a reason with a bonus and a discount for them to buy in a limited time after signing up for that webinar. Now, if you are loving hearing about this strategy and you want more behind the scenes, like what is working from marketers on the front lines, my team, in the description below, I have a link to our weekly newsletter. Every single Friday, we send out a newsletter that has a top converting real ad that worked for our clients and a strategy working now. So you can get access to that with your name and email, and we'll send it to you every single Friday. Let's dive into why this strategy is working. You know what the strategy is, you know what the customer journey is. Why is it working? So first of all, we created a very custom strategy. Some people, you may want to go straight to a webinar. Some people, you may want to just have a PDF download. After a lot of testing and seeing what actually brought in the most sales for this client, we realized that she got more sales if there was 2 steps before the offer. So if they went PDF, webinar, and then offer. That's not always the case for every business, but it's important to test this. And specifically, her ideal customer needs those extra steps to be nurtured, to build the relationship, to build the trust before they want to say, yes, I will sign up and purchase this course. So that's the first thing. Number two, it's very much an experience. So we've done two things here. One, we're very focused on the main core desire that her ideal customer has, which is lowering their blood sugar and potentially being able to get off medication. So lowering their blood sugar naturally. Now, I will say this client, she knows her ideal customer. She knows them very, very intimately. And what that does is provides an amazing collaboration with our team so that we are able to make sure every single ad, every single landing page, every single email, the sales page, all of it is speaking directly to this ideal customer's emotions. So that's a lesson for you guys is, do you have that deep understanding of the emotions of your ideal customer? With that, we've created an experience that each step of the funnel is still addressing the main desire that they have, but they're building off of each other. So first, we're just asking for name and email to get a simple PDF. That's not much of a time commitment we're asking for. It's a very high value for you. There's 21 food ideas, quick, easy, simple, but it's still addressing the same problem. Then we say, okay, do you want to take it a little bit deeper and get access to this training that's going to dive even deeper in the 3 evidence-based strategies? From there, we've created clarity in the webinar about how this is possible for them to lower their blood sugar without medication. And now they're like, I want more. I want the details. I want the meal plans. I want the extra support. Now we have the paid offer. So you can see how if we just started with the paid offer, or in this case, even straight with the webinar, we would get less sales, a lot less sales if we just went straight in for the offer, because we took these leads on an experience where the goal in this experience was to create clarity for them and a belief. We want them to feel as they go through the experience, oh, that's what I've been doing wrong all this time. Or, oh, this is totally possible. I didn't think it was possible I could lower my blood sugar with food, but now I see that it totally is. And I want more, which then creates a gap that her offer fills. The other thing we're doing in this strategy that is so important is there's urgency. When it gets time to present the offer to these leads, we're not just saying you can buy it anytime, because human nature is to wait. They're like, that sounds cool, that sounds awesome, I want to buy it, but do I have time to go through it? No, we're saying sign up now, and here's why you should sign up. There's a specific bonus and discount that is limited time, and it's real urgency. It's not fake urgency. It's not like we're lying about it. It is real urgency that gets people over the edge and making that decision. The final thing about this strategy that's really important to note is it's not necessarily about the magic being in lead magnet to webinar to course. The magic is in the experience that we created and the testing that we did to figure out what was the best strategy for her business. I know that most people want one funnel that works for everybody, but that isn't the reality. So what you can take away from this and how she's making almost $20,000 a month from this funnel within 12 months, where we weren't making any money almost through this funnel before. She had to live launch and do sales calls prior to this. So it's completely different. We catered this strategy to her audience, and the offer that she sells. So when you boil marketing down and you start looking at it as an experience that you can create to take someone from where they are right now, which for her is people with diabetes who want to lower their blood sugar and are sick of the medication and want a different way, to where you want them to be, which is believing that this is possible and what you have to do to bridge that gap. Think of your marketing strategy as a bridge. You need to take someone from where they are today to buying your offer. What do you need to say to them? What content do you need to create? What clarity do you need to create for them? What belief do you need to give them? That's your marketing strategy. For her, it was this PDF download, a webinar, and then her course with a limited time urgency and bonus. The last thing I want to note on her strategy is we're creating multiple touch points with these leads as they go through the experience. So they have an email sequence that they're getting. So they're being emailed, they're being followed up with. Then the next thing is we're doing retargeting ads. So when they go into the lead magnet, they now start seeing ads for the webinar. And then when they go into the webinar, they start seeing sales ads. The final bonus piece I'm going to add to this strategy is She's making almost $20,000 a month off this strategy that I just shared, and that's completely automated. Like this just runs. This just creates her money. She doesn't have to do very much because it's already created. We also incorporate at least a quarterly live launch that brings her close to 6 figures. So every quarter she gets a cash infusion, because what we do is we run a challenge, we email all those leads and we run ads and we get people to register for that challenge. She's pitching the same offer, but it's to people who have maybe hung out on her list. They've been nurtured, they haven't bought yet, but they've considered it. And it's a massive cash infusion for her business. So the point in this is this single funnel is making $20,000 a month, but it's also bringing in leads that 95% of them aren't buying yet. And we're adding into the strategy even more opportunities for them to buy, like a live challenge, and creating multiple 6 figures in revenue for her business every year. Now that you know all about this funnel, you might be wondering how you can scale your own business with Facebook ads. But how do you do that? Well, it all starts with watching this video, because when you pair what you just watched with this video, it will be double as powerful.